Hey guys, this is Philip with Low Carb Lifestyle. I'm going to do a quick cooking demo for you guys, my version of Chicken Monterey.
Well, cutting the onions, my technique's not all that good, but you just gotta chop them up really good, um, just into small enough pieces. Now, I always use spinach instead of cilantro, just because I think that it tastes much better. I always remove the pulp also from the tomatoes, just so that that membrane doesn't get mixed into everything, just makes it too liquidy. Um, I don't even really know where I picked up this particular technique, but I always clean them out really good and chop them up really fine. You'll see me do the exact same thing anytime I use tomatoes in any other recipe or anything else that I make. Uh, Now the jalapenos, the trick is to take out the seeds in the middle part. Otherwise, you'll get some really hot stuff. If you have a higher tolerance for heat, you can always use other peppers. Uh, Taking out the seeds pretty much tames the peppers. So I mix it all in with some lime juice and some salt, and we've got a good pico de gallo. With the pico de gallo done, we'll move on to the chicken. We'll start by seasoning with some lime juice. There's less than 2 grams of carbs in every ounce of lime juice, but we're using less than a teaspoon in this particular preparation. I use seasonal as well as a good spice blend. For this particular recipe, you can also marinate the chicken. Uh, that, of course, means that the chicken will soak up more of the flavor. Notice we don't trim the fat with uh, with with low carb preparations. You're going to tend to have a higher fat content because of course, the body is using the fat to burn energy as opposed to uh, the carbohydrates. I use the McCormick's Montreal chicken seasoning blend of garlic, red pepper. This one has a little bit of carbs in it as well, so you want to make sure that you're measuring it or being mindful about how much you use. About 1 gram per serving, which is about 3/4 of a teaspoon. Now we'll add some salt. I'm speeding the video up here a little bit. Just we're going to season it exactly the same on the other side. Now that the pan is nice and hot, I've got a little bit of vegetable oil in there. Now, you won't hear it, but the moment the chicken touches the pan, you'll hear a nice sizzle. So that's how you know you've got the pan to the right temperature. It's important not to overstuff the pan. I only put 3 pieces of chicken in there. I'm sure you could squeeze more in there, but the more that you have on the pan, the quicker the temperature of the pan drops. Now, I cook each side for 4 minutes. That's a good time. Now, your stove may be a little bit different, so definitely make sure that you're cooking it to the appropriate temperature as well. Um, Now, I only flip it once, get it nice and toasted on one side. You'll be able to flip it over for the next 4 minutes, get it nice and toasted to the other side as well. Uh, it's really important. You don't flip it. You just leave it on one side to cook, and then you flip it at the end of that 4 minute time. You flip it to the other side, let it cook the other 4 minutes. And here we are. The timer just went off for the first 4 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and flip it over. And we can see there the nice toasty brown on the one side. Lets us know that we've been doing the right thing. That's exactly what you want it to look like after a few minutes of being on one side. I restart the timer for 4 minutes, and we just let it sit there. We try not to move it too much. Try to just let it sit there and cook. Um, This is what it's going to look like, nice and delicious. Now, here I am. I always check the temperature. 4 minutes is usually how long it takes, but when it comes to chicken, you can never be too safe. I have a probe, but in this particular case, it's a little difficult to get the to get it in. Kind of flips and flops a little bit, so have to rearrange a couple things. But we want to get it to at least 165. That's good temperature for poultry. Here we can see I got it at 167 and climbing. So all 5 pieces nice and cooked. I go ahead and put a little bit of cheese on the top of each one. Uh, I'm a cheese freak, so the more cheese for me, the better. You might want to increase or decrease depending on your preference, of course. But each piece is going to get a little bit of cheese there on the top. Uh, for this, I used about maybe 2 cups and just kind of spread it liberally across the two. While I'm letting that melt, I speed through some guaco, There's about 2 tablespoons of milk in there. Milk has lactose, so that's going to be a higher carb. But here we build it all together. Spread a little bit of guac on the top of each of the pieces, and we're going to cover it with some of that pico. So altogether, this dish has 9.9 grams of carbs. So it's 5, and we're talking about the whole meal, all 5 pieces of chicken. So 5 for the tomato, 2 for the onion, about 1 for the spinach, 0.8 for the jalapeno, none for the chicken, about 0.4 for the cheese, and we're being generous by saying 0.5 for the seasoning blend that we used. So split that between 2 people, and that's 5 carbs for this entire dish, which is a tremendously low carb meal. It's incredibly filling. I know I tasted it. You'll see me in a second eating it. It's a very delicious dish. If you marinate the chicken, like I said, it'll probably even be much tastier. So I encourage you to try it. Let me know if you have any variations of this recipe. If you try it and you like it, let me know. Definitely leave comments below. Let me know if there's anything that you'd like to see me cook with a low carb twist. There's a ton of recipes out there. I'll try and find some to mix and match. Subscribe if you enjoy what you see. Let me know if there's, like I said, anything that you'd like to know or learn more about with the low carb lifestyle. My passion is to share with you ways that you can be healthy, lose weight, and then still enjoy what you're eating. I hope me cooking this dish for you is accomplished that and has made you want to eat it as well. Feel free to like this video, share this video, share with your friends on Facebook, Google Plus, any other social networking site that you have, Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.